Hey there fellow addicts, this is Matt, more commonly known as CyberRaptor. So Transformers The Last Night is only less than a month away, and we at Addicting Entertainment are bouncing off the walls with hype. And like the movie itself, this video is going to go traveling through the past, back when Transformers hype was at its largest, 2009. You see, recently I took a trip to a local GameStop and found an old gem, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the video game. This was the first game I ever played online, and also a place where this channel's very own Michael Davis and I met to do hundreds of role-playing sessions, building the friendship that continues on to this day. Unlike its film counterpart, this game was surprisingly fun and an entertaining ride through the years I played it. This game is the most unique and immersive a Transformers movie game can get, and the online multiplayer was intense. Matches were fought, clans were made. It was a great environment for a passionate Transformers fan. A couple months after, a character and map DLC was released with the following characters: Jetfire, Soundwave, Sideswipe, Jazz, G1 Colors Sideswipe, G1 Colors Ratchet, Night Ops Bumblebee, with G1 Classic Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, and Sunstorm. Am I the only one who thinks that's kind of a weird pick? Also giving you the ability to play Aerobot in the single player, something you really couldn't do before the DLC. Every gamer can agree that it is always a treat to receive new characters, but everyone playing that game can agree on one thing: that pack wasn't enough, and that's what this video is all about. This is a list of characters that what I believe could have been in the second Transformers Revenge of the Fallen DLC pack. The previous DLC pack had 4 new Decepticon characters and 7 new Autobot characters, but in this video, I decided to make it even 5 bots and 5 cons, along with 3 potential maps I'd like to see. Now let's get on with the list, starting with the cons. Number 10, The Fallen. Now this guy should be easy to get. The character model already exists with weapons and even flight animations. I think the reason they didn't put him in the first DLC was so it won't show that anyone can defeat the game's final boss so easily. But this is a game where Bumblebee can defeat Megatron, or Sideways defeating Optimus Prime, so I doubt it really matters. His playstyle would be very similar to fight Megatron's, and weapons reflecting those he used in the fight in the final level of the game. An easy addition to the Decepticon roster. Number 9, Scrapper. Like the Fallen, this is also an easy character to make playable since, again, he is an existing character model. Having another land vehicle was always needed on the Decepticon side, and a Constructicon would not hurt. Also, he really is the only other Constructicon that would work in this game. Mixmaster's arms make him too wide and an easy target, Demolisher's too big, Overload doesn't even exist, and Hightower, he's ugly, forget about it! Number 8, Barricade. Barricade is a fan favorite. Everyone would love to get their hands on Bumblebee's original rival from the first film. With Sideways being the only speedster, another fast car type Decepticon is a must. It's even possible Barricade may have been planned to be in the game to begin with this concept art showing a Bumblebee Barricade chase among the rooftops. Overall, it would have been great to punish and enslave once more. Number 7, Movie 1 Megatron. Playing the first game, my favorite level was always the Megatron missions in what was supposed to be Mission City, where it looked more akin to Washington DC. The mace was cool, your presence terrifying, the jet mode was always fun to fly through the city with. I feel like his original body didn't get much love since you only saw it in the last act of the first film, and since he keeps changing his body after each film, the first body seems to be almost forgettable. It would be a great chance to honor the first design of the Decepticon leader. Number 6, Brawl. Now I know what you're thinking, wow, another first movie character, how creative. Say what you want, but I know secretly you would love to have Brawl blast his way in Revenge of the Fallen. Megatron's tank form in-game was a cool concept, but unfortunately it did have an unsatisfying low amount of firepower, but once you get a kill with it, man, it was a rush. Having another tank with a stronger cannon would give people more reasons to fight in vehicle mode, something I noticed players never really focused on. Not to mention, he is armed to the teeth, a menacing Combaticon to finish our Decepticon lineup. And now, Autobots. Number 5, Jolt. Jolt is really the only other in-movie character that fits in this line. He's about the same height as Sideswipe, so he isn't too small to hit like the twins and RC triplets. His weapons would have some kind of electric-style blast, which would be really cool to see, and we really haven't seen or know much about Jolt. His character was put in the last minute to promote the Chevy Volt, so they didn't really have time to write him in to do much, except, save the goddamn day. Who combined Optimus and Jetfire to give Optimus the strength to defeat the Fallen? Oh yeah, it was Jolt. Yeah, you're welcome. Number 4. G1 Bumblebee. When the original DLC was released, it seemed unfair that the Decepticons get 3 G1 characters while the Autobots only get 1. If Megatron gets to have his second-in-command accompany him in the retro look, it's only fair that Optimus gets his most trusted scout. Also, how fun would it be driving around as a Volkswagen Beetle, dodging enemy fire? One word: classic. Number 3. G1 Jetfire. If you played the game online, you probably noticed how all the Decepticons have mostly flyers and the Autobots mostly land vehicles. In order to give both sides even number of G1 characters and the Autobots more flying power, it's best to add the Autobots' first air support in Generation 1. The movie's Jetfire wasn't quite the best reflection of what the original character is all about, so it would be great to show off what the classic Jetfire is capable of. What would be crazy is that to keep him accurate next to his G1 counterparts, he'd probably be as large as Power-Up Optimus Prime. Now that's pretty intimidating. Number 2. Omnibots. At this point, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, the Omnibots are a common enemy you fight early on at the start of the Decepticon campaign, based off common vehicles similar to the main Autobot cast. According to the Omnibot concept art, the bots' designs are based off G1 classic characters, and like the other generic in-game characters, there would only be one Omnibot available to play as, which would probably be the Omnibot Warrior, since he's the most frequent model that seems to appear in the game. Number 1. Springer. Springer is an unused concept Autobot that was planned to make an appearance in Revenge of the Fallen, but was cut out early on. Springer is based off the original classic G1 character of the same name introduced in the 1986 film, and is famous for saying the line,
"I got better things to do tonight than die."
He'd be a great rival for Grinder as a helicopter character. Adding another airborne Autobot to the list, and having a minigun, missile launcher weapon set would give the enemy team a run for their money. And now for some maps. So the last DLC had 3 maps to pick from, 1 cloudy metropolitan area, and 2 Egyptian maps, both different villages with a midday or late evening setting. If I could add 3 more maps, the first I can think of is the forest map, the same forest they use in Revenge of the Fallen. Not only is it unique compared to the other maps, but with no buildings to climb on, it would give players a challenge to fight their enemies head on, with no obstacles to hide with. The next would be something of a suburb type area, something similar to the first movie game. The last would probably be something more industrial, like the in-game map where you capture or rescue Sam in the campaign. It works, since most maps are cut off portions of larger single-player maps anyways. Well, that's it. That's my Transformers Revenge of the Fallen DLC 2 video. Have any ideas for other characters that could have made the list? Give us your opinion down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe for more live streams, stop motion reviews, and much more.